What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Willpower Unleashed. Tonight we are going to rock and roll with Revenge of the Green Lanterns. This is such a great story. But before we get into it, of course, we've got myself, my boy Timmy, and Matt Thanatos as always. And there he is. Say what's up, Matt.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Thank you for having me on the Boy 07. Thank you for hosting the show. You got an awesome guest today.
Heck yeah, man. So this is the first time we got Chad, and it's what, 90 miles from comics?
Yes, Chad, 90 miles from comics. Thank you guys for having me. Or Chad, Mother Comics for those that, we'll keep it G-rated. I know that's what everyone likes to call me, but yes, 90MF Comics. Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to be here and talk some Green Lantern with you guys. So thank you.
Heck yeah, man. I actually said that because I've heard of quite a few people call you your other nickname, man. But
I also like to go by Y290. So you can call me Y290. YouTube is 90. Some of you guys know we all have some wrestling personas. So that's mine for the moment. So, but yeah, I don't know why they think that.
It's all good, man. It's funny, and I had to make sure that it was 90 miles from comics. So, Matt, what's going on with you, man? What's up with your life? What's going
on? So slowly but surely, you're going to start seeing things disappearing. Not right now, because that would be really creepy, and I hope that things don't just start disappearing behind me. But I'm in the process of moving, and I know this episode has been a long time in the making. I feel like our schedules haven't really been aligned very well. So hopefully once I move in next week to my new place, we get the show on the road and hopefully have these popping a little more often.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. If things start moving while we're watching the show, we're going to be on a different YouTube show. Maybe, have you seen those scariest videos ever?
YouTube horror ghost stories.
Yeah, dude. I was trying to watch one in the dark one time. Screw it, I can't do it. I just changed it. So, Tim, what's going on with you, dude?
Nothing really. Just I had a soccer game right now, and kind of tired.
Yeah, he was running all around that field. So
listen to that teenage angst going on. Yeah, I'm kind of just tired.
Just living 90.
Yeah.
So Chad, man, since I've never had you on my channel, I kind of want to just pick your brain for a little bit. Is that cool?
Oh, of course, man. Pick away.
Sweet, man. So first of all, I have to say congratulations. You recently got married, I guess, to the love of your life for what you said, 6 years?
Yes. So thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I've been getting a lot of love in the community about my marriage. So thank you. And thank you to everyone in the community, because there's been a lot of love coming my way about that. So thank you guys.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. You and I were messaging each other on Instagram a few weeks back, I think right before the wedding. And man, I got so excited for you. For me, that was the greatest day of my life, getting married to the lady, and having those kiddos and all that stuff. So, and Matt can definitely relate. So that's just awesome, dude. All right. So tell me about your love for comics, man. Where did it come from?
All right. So I guess like everyone growing up as a kid, cartoons, you can definitely say, my love for Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came from the cartoons. And I had a stack of comics that were given to me, as a kid that, I've read over and over again, specifically a Hulk one, a couple X-Men, Wolverines and stuff like that. It wasn't much of a collector, you could say, as a kid, but I always had that stack of comics growing up.
Yeah.
Flash forward to, you could say, about 5 or 6 years ago. I want to say about 5 years ago, the guitar player in my band, he's actually the co-host of my show on my channel, 90MF Comics. His name is Javi. He gave me a Batman New 52 comic. It was actually the first appearance of Mr. Bloom. Cool. And he knew that Batman was one of my favorite characters growing up as a kid, because of the show and all that, played all the games. So he gave me that comic. I read it. And I was like, yo, what is going on? He's like, I don't know, bro. Go to a comic book shop and find out. And that just kind of started my whole collecting journey, reading and all that. I would definitely say it was, very story driven, at first. And then as I got into the whole collecting side of it, you find out, about keys and first appearances, and you keep your eye out for that. I would say myself particular, I'm about like, getting deals and finding like, my notorious story is I found a X-Men 94, a Strange Tales 180 and 181, and an Avengers like 129 from this guy and his old lot of comics that he used to have as a kid. And I got the 5 books for $20.
Wow,
So,
steal, man.
like, yeah, just and that's my thing. Like I like getting bargains, and if I can get a key or a first appearance for a good price, I'll pull the trigger on it. So of course I have grails, and everyone has grails and whatnot. But my main thing with comics, most everything I buy, I open up, I pick up, and I read. That's my thing. So like I'm very story driven, and when people ask me who my favorite character is, it's really hard because when it comes to me in comics, I'm about the stories, and I tend to follow, as you guys know, different, writers and different artists and stuff like that. But of course, I have a little childhood, love for the Turtles, Batman. Those are like my 2 go-tos, and I would definitely probably say like Spider-Man because that show was always on, and X-Men because that show was always on. So, yeah, without a doubt. But I love all characters, man. So. But
That's
I'm all about stories. Give me great stories, which we read right here. And while we're here to talk about, man. So thank you guys.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, dude. So I was gonna tell you, you just mentioned your band, man. Where do we learn more about your band, man?
So my band is called 90 Miles from Cuba, and that's how you can find, I guess, the spinoff of my YouTube channel and my comic book channel. So we're a little bit on a hiatus right now. We're not as serious as we were before, but we were gigging and playing shows. We kind of just like get together and jam now. But we have a YouTube channel. We have SoundCloud and stuff like that.
Cool.
We may play shows soon in the future. Probably not. It's more or less of just like, for fun, so to speak. But yeah, man, I'm super blessed because Javi, he's one of my best friends. And not only do we share the passion of comics, we share the passion of music. Sweet. And I cannot explain that. I love that guy. That's my brother.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I've seen him on your show a few times. I don't know him too well, so I'm gonna have to go follow him up and find him.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to convince him to do his own videos. Like he doesn't really do. He really just comes on for my show. But it's his show too. I always tell him that. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I only do it for your show." I'm like, "No, bro, this is your show too. You created this with me, man." So, and he's the whole reason why I collect, in a sense. Like he's the one that got me into it. So yeah, man, that guy's the man. We got to have him on, but that guy, he knows his stuff for sure.
That's dope, man. Hey, do me a favor sometime tonight, like throw a link on for your band stuff, man.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, bro, I could definitely do that
I'd love to go check it out, follow you up, and support you over there, dude.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that. This is awesome. The community's awesome.
Heck yeah. Matt, you want to say what's up to everyone in the chat?
We got quite a few people. Obviously, Caleb, the beautiful, beautiful Caleb's always smiling. Caleb Murphy.
Always.
Comic Smurf is in the house. He was there early. He's probably our 1 thumbs down.
Yo, bro, Caleb, my story comic core brother.
TJ's here, of course.
How do you like TJ's little surprise he sent me for you?
And his masterpiece meme. It's so ridiculous. You did that, TJ. That's too funny. Comic Lover Omega is here. And then John's Comics is in the chat. Whoopty Bird is hanging out. Where's the couch? The couch is in the garage. You know that because you put it there. No, there's Chad's link.
Sweet. That's cool. Whoopty Bird to help you out like that, man.
We
comic friends here.
Moved some couch. We got some food, and then we went to the Iron Lion and picked up some comics.
That's cool, man. I want to go to the Iron Lion one of these days. Hey,
so nice.
Speaking of that, where did you meet up with JD, man? I saw a picture on Insta.
So I went, I had my reserve duty this weekend, and which is in Florida. But I went to go visit my daughters in Omaha before I went out there.
Okay.
So JD lives in Omaha. And when I got there, I didn't have anything to do. My daughter was in school. My little one was in daycare.
Uh-huh.
So I messaged JD and I asked him if he wanted to have lunch real quick. So I took an Uber to downtown and met up with him for some lunch. It was pretty good.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's the first time you guys hung out?
Yeah, it was the first time.
Sweet. How many of the Sons of Dragons have you hung out with, dude?
It has just been Jay. There's I've met, he's not a son of the dragon, but I've met Longbox Love Affair.
Okay, cool.
I've met Jay. I think that might be it. I feel like there's one more that I'm missing.
Daniel Arzola?
No, I've met Stephen Broly, Geeks, Drinks, and Comics.
Okay, cool. I thought you went and hung out with Danny one time. I thought he went to Colorado and like you guys hung. I thought I saw.
No, he's in. Oh, I'm backseat driver 5280.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah,
I had lunch with him and his wife. That was pretty fun. We went to a comic book shop together.
That's cool, man. So your
relationships through YouTube still like meet and it feels like nothing's really different. Like at first it's like this could be weird, but then you're like, that's fine.
Yeah, dude. When I went to New York with my son for his orchestra competition, the art chemist, the art chemist?
Yeah.
He kept messaging me, dude, let's meet. And like, I was totally cool with it, like I wasn't worried about it. But his wife's like, dude, he's going to think you're a stalker. Like, leave him alone, man. But when we finally met up, it was totally cool. Like, we just hung out, had a great time, dude. It was like we were old boys, like, for the longest time.
So fun.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. All right, one more thing I got to ask you guys before we get into this, because we're going to try to cover this whole book tonight. Have both of you seen Endgame yet?
Yes, of course.
Of course we've seen Endgame.
Yeah.
What do you guys have Lantern in it? Super disappointing.
Oh, man. What'd you guys think?
Awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, man.
It's the same way with like Adam Sandler movies. You go knowing what you're gonna get. It's an Adam Sandler movie, and then you watch Click, and somewhere in the middle of Click, you're crying and like, what is going on? This is an Adam Sandler movie. That's how I felt with this one, where I'm like, you go for the action and all that stuff, but like there had to be 4 or 5 times where I had to bite my tongue to stop myself from like full blown tearing up.
Bro, just let it happen, dude. That's what I did.
I sit there like,
the movie gave you all the feels.
Yeah.
It literally gave you all the feels, that movie, man. That was like the best part of it. It was a roller coaster of emotions.
Good tears, bad tears, all the tears.
Laughing tears,
Heck yeah. You know what, man? I'll tell you what, like, I didn't stop crying. People are asking me, like, when did you cry? Because I'm notorious for crying, dude. My family, when I met my in-laws and the first time they saw me in a movie theater, like, I'm watching Star Wars. I think it was like episode 3. And I'm bawling when Anakin's about to kill the younglings, And I see
I love that scene.
Oh, man. My niece like looks over at me. I hear like that. Then my brother-in-law, then my mother-in-law, like everyone's staring at me. And I'm like, so yeah, I took my tissues. I started crying when the movie began and I didn't end till the end. So
that's actually my ringtone, that song.
Is it really?
Yeah. I forget, it's like March or something. I forget what it's called, but no, that's actually my ringtone for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good, man. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
I love that. Are you kidding me? That whole scene is awesome. You cried in beauty or cried because you were sad? No, I'm just kidding.
There's definitely some weird things about that Avengers movie, though. You like, anytime with time travel, there's so much.
Yeah, there's.
Definitely just look at it from like an overall perspective of like, that was amazing. They did a great job with everything.
If you wanted to nitpick, I'm sure you could find holes in it, but to your point, you got to just go enjoy it for what it is. You got to see what happens in the next phase, even in the next movie, because I'm sure more will be explained that will connect the dots to the things that we still have questions or are unsure of. You know what I'm saying? So it should, I don't know. I think we just got to let it play it out, And I've only seen it once. I got to go back and see it again for sure.
Yeah.
And I think on replayability, I still think I might like Infinity War more. You know, people
Really?
might think I'm crazy. Oh, for sure. I think because I only seen it once. I think the first half of that movie might feel slow to me because going in the first time because we haven't seen it in so long, all this anticipation, everything's coming real fast. But it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
They really go to like set and plot things up. So I'm afraid that, not that I will fall asleep, but I'll have that feeling of like, all right, cool. Like, I get it. We're all trying to fight back and, get the ones that we love, But of course, the first time going in, it didn't feel like 3 hours. But I feel like that second time I'll have that feel. But we'll see. I'll let you know when I see it again.
I saw it second time, and I kind of agree with you. I noticed more things the second time I saw it that just flew by me because of the experience,
Yeah.
First
No,
time.
and that always happens. And that's why I got to see it again.
Yeah. But definitely it was much slower. And the whole time I was waiting for Cap to get Mjolnir again, like the whole time,
Because it's there. That's probably the worst part, right? It's like driving up to Disney.
Yeah.
Sucks. It takes forever, coming home so quick.
So good. Matt, what do you think, man? Anything you want to say?
I think Gorilla Grodd hasn't seen Endgame yet, and I'm like baffled.
Oh, shoot, no way.
Oh man, come on, bro. Yeah,
Sorry.
Get it together. Gorilla
bro. We're in the comic book community, man. You had to have done that from the get.
Oh no, I feel horrible if he hasn't seen it yet. I should have said,
bro.
No,
it's all right.
I mean, even Disney and the whole Marvel cast was like, "Oh, your time is up. You've had your chance."
I saw that, man.
As a DC guy, Infinity War was still fairly new to me. The only book that I've read about like the Infinity Gauntlet was the Thanos series that Reggie recommended to me a long time ago. I never read like actual like Infinity Gauntlet stuff. Just
Oh my gosh, dude.
I know.
Right, yeah. The only thing I can tell you is the movies are their own comics. Because if you start trying to compare those, bro, they are not the same, and you will not like the movies in that sense. Where if you're trying to relate it to the comics, like they just really take different comics and mash them up, man. That's the best way I can describe these movies. They're like 4 or 5 different like storylines in one sometimes.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, you kind of knew what you were going to get because there's only a few different ways where this was going to play out. And I was still all for the Ant-Man theory, but that didn't happen. So, but overall, like, I think they did a great job. I loved going back to all these other movies and like, I thought that was so much fun because, it is a decade of movies that we've experienced, and them like paying homage to a bunch of them, and like it was fantastic. And I did feel like the end was kind of rushed, and some parts of that were, I don't know, they were weird. I don't know if should I say them or should I just leave it? Just say I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah. I guess Gorilla's still in here and he hasn't seen it, so we can be nice tonight.
I know you're not a Marvel guy, Matt, but there were a lot of comic book Easter eggs in that movie, man. And I cannot describe that to you, man. I guess spoiler alert. I'm sorry, Glitter God. I said this on my channel. Like, I spoil things. I don't care. Like, I let you know. But one of my favorite nods is when War Machine it's like, why don't we just go back in time to when, Thanos was a baby? That is straight up the Cosmic Ghost Rider storyline comics. So I was like, did they really just reference that?
They just did, dude.
I know you may not know this, but that AA meeting that they're having, Matt, I know that's the Russo brother that's talking, the director, but the bald guy next to him, that was Jim Starlin.
Yeah, Jim Starlin. I did know that.
All right. So a lot of people didn't know that. I'm like, come on, how do you guys not know that? Like those things like that. I thought they did a great job. And, the whole Hail Hydra part, like, come on,
dude.
Come on.
Dude.
We all know where that was from, like even though they put it in their own way, which was cool, but we know. So I thought that was one of my favorite parts about that, man. It's pretty cool.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yo, and as I said that, Comic Lover said it. Comic Lover Omega said it.
Hail Hydra.
The same time,
little like nod at Secret Empire. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Dude, it was so cool. Oh, there's so much good stuff in that movie, and so many.
I feel like towards the end, I feel like once Captain Marvel showed up, it went south for me. Like a lot of So like Captain Marvel shows up, she blows up his ship.
Yep.
But she needs help to like fly the glove through a battle. Like, no. And huge battlefield, right? Why are all the women superheroes right there in one spot? Like,
bro, I love that scene, dude. I usually get angry at this whole feminist stuff, but that scene was BA, dude.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That was, women power coming together. I thought it was badass too.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like you're still fighting this giant battle, and like
they're all right there.
All be standing right in one little cluster. And then also, I was like, why didn't Captain Marvel just put the glove on?
You know what?
I'm like,
because did you see everybody's hand after they used it, man? And I don't know.
She was like, not my hand, not my glove. So Melody was upset that it wasn't, like, she was really upset that it wasn't Captain America who took one for the team. But I love the fact that Captain America and Tony had that conversation. What movie was it where Captain America tells Iron Man that he doesn't make the sacrifice play. That's not his game.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool that like you see that, Tony Stark, that's him.
I had two moments where I got the chills when Stark gave him back the shield. I was like, oh, dude, that gave me straight up chills as a Cap, fan of the series. And then I also love that moment right before they both made that decision to go back in time to like kind of alter things, where he's like, you know what, where Cap is like, you know what, we can go back to a certain time where all this is there and we could do whatever. So they had to like make amends right there and agree. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was cool. They both broke away and they kind of like, you know what? Yeah. And it seemed like that first movie where they were almost kind of like on the same team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good stuff. I know. I'm sorry we keep spoiling it for Grodd, man. I'm sorry, man.
It's cool. I told him to mute it, and I told him I'd tell him when he can come back, So. He's like, the wife's getting mad because they probably both haven't seen it, so don't want to get him in trouble, man.
Oh, you gotta get that.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, let's get into some Green Lantern.
Let's come over here. Let's do it. We got a whole another show on that.
Yeah. Let me tell Gorilla Grodd he can come back. And look at Brandon. Brandon's like, hello, I want to get some DC knowledge now.
We're giving Tim some time to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim hasn't finished it, but he's almost done, man.
He looks like he's almost at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, he's moving fast and hard. So, but
well, Tim,
all right, man.
Make sure you interject anytime you have a question regarding whatever we're talking about, okay?
What?
If you have any questions or have any input, like as we're going through, if you're going to continue reading, just interrupt us whenever, man.
Okay.
See that teenager face? What? That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, man. Well, let's get started, dude. This book had three like amazing cover pages that blew my mind, and we'll get to them. But should we start at the beginning like we always do and work our way through the book?
Yeah, man. Sounds good with me. Okay, go ahead with your first impressions. I almost forgot about this Ollie Hal team up part, by the way. It was kind of like a prelude, which I thought was different.
I was gonna say this was, I guess, prelude to the actual Revenge of the Lantern. All right. Yeah. Cool. So no, I thought this was actually I thought it opened up pretty cool, man. Of course, it opens up on that farm. You got the father and son. You see, our boy crashing down. For those of you that don't know, Mongol. I guess I'm showing off stuff. Sorry, spoiler alert, guys. That's why we're here. But super dope. I thought that was okay, this is starting off pretty strong. You know what I mean? And then, of course, as you mentioned, you got the Ollie and Hal team up right there. And I'm like, all right, cool. You got to love that. I thought that was cool. Jon Stewart coming in as well, kind of being like, yo, I don't know what you guys are doing, but we got to get back to the real problem and stuff like that. And I don't know, like, Guy Gardner's a badass. Is he always badass? Can I ask that?
Guy Gardner is a love-hate kind of guy. You either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
I think that I think now that I used to hate, like reading all through this, I never was a big Guy Gardner fan. I think maybe it was his outfit or something that just rubbed me the wrong way. But now that I've read through the New 52, he is amazing. And he's not even in the Green Lantern story. It's actually pretty cool. And then in the Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, he's also a very, like, I feel like his character has grown on me. So I'm on his side now.
Yeah. Once he changed his haircut, I was cool with it, man.
Yeah. But, he is known as, like, so every Green Lantern has some characteristics that kind of follow like how they use a ring. And Guy Gardner, he's literally like a firecracker. Like, his ring is always sparking. So a lot of times when you see Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver draw him, and his ring is activated, like, you'll see like sparks coming off his ring, which is always kind of cool.
Yeah. So I have a question, man. Like, my first impressions were, the first part is definitely like just like getting us into the groove before we get into Revenge of the Lanterns, right? And when I try to, so Chad actually, guys, won our giveaway last episode, and so like we were able to send him this book, but when I sent it to him, it was like, it's out of print. So I was expecting this story just to be kind of crappy. Like, I guess I kind of put, if it's out of print, it means nobody's really buying it and must stink, So that's kind of like what I was thinking. But after reading this story, like, I love it. Absolutely love it, man. Super huge fan.
Jeff Johns, man.
Yeah.
Like,
They keep getting better. Like, I know, like, every single time we read one of these books, it seems like, oh, this is my new favorite. Like,
yep,
you're going to say that almost every single time we read a new volume, because it just keeps getting better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously for me, it all leads to the Sinestro Corps War, which is my favorite. It's so good. And you get to see a little bit of that in here, and it's
dude, I had many chills, when we'll get to that, but when that part pops up, I was like, oh crap, here it comes. And then you even see the Black Hand. Like, it's just leading into this beautiful, huge story. Like, and I love that he's doing that.
Jeff Johns obviously had this huge kind of mess to work with after Emerald Twilight and all that stuff. So each of these stories, he is adding his own mythos, while also retconning small things, and it's almost unnoticeable. Like, his retcons are beautiful. Like, they're so well done that it almost, like, it makes everything come together and make sense. And I mean, you see, we can talk about some of the retcon later that goes on towards the end of this story. And I mean, it's so well done. And so he's just weaving this story, and it's all going to lead to Blackest Night. Like, Blackest Night is his big one, his big arc that he had planned. And it's just all going to build towards that.
are you guys doing that one?
Yeah. So we're going to try to do like a round table for that one where we have.
I own that single issue, so I want to be in on that.
All right, man.
Yeah, we'll be inviting everyone to that one.
Sweet. Put me on the list, because that's
what we're thinking is, everybody that makes a guest appearance, we will try to get everybody back so we can all be together, because we get to that point,
Yeah, that's awesome. Sick.
Yeah.
Super sick.
So, what do you think? I got a question, Matt.
Yep.
When do we see? So I've seen the comics where Ollie and Hal are teaming up.
Yep.
But I've never read any of them. When do these guys first team up together, man?
Oh, it just so happens. So Denny O'Neil's story with him and Neil Adams was the first time that Green Arrow and Green Lantern officially, like, had a full-blown team-up story arc. And this was only like what 10? I think it was 10 issues, 9 issues. It went all the way to 87, but I think like one of them in there was not one of them. One of like they did an issue that they didn't write. But it's so good. It's so when you think about this story, literally people consider this book to be the beginning of the Bronze Age.
That's what Caleb just said in the chat.
Yeah, it's so Green Lantern throughout this whole thing has really just been like a space cop, very distant, doing space copy stuff. And then Oliver Queen was, still the flamboyant rich guy. But right before this is when they decided to completely wreck Oliver Queen. So they made him like his company. He lost his company. He lost his money. So he was still Green Arrow, but he was dealing with small time stuff. He was dealing with the drugs, the street crime. It was a much more gritty Oliver Queen. And then Hal Jordan comes in, and Oliver Queen's like, why don't you stay on Earth for a little bit and see what the problems are like here, what we're facing. And this is 1970, so like prejudice, going through stuff about racism, still talking about drugs. It was very real, and it was to everyday life at this time. And it's amazing. If you get a chance to read even just 76, there's some amazing moments in here. And it gave Hal Jordan a better perspective of like, holy crap, like I'm off fighting these battles and solving crimes in space, but the Earth needs me too.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you get a chance, read Denny O'Neill's story.
Okay. Yeah. Brandon. Sorry, go ahead.
The art by Neil Adams. So good.
Don't you get that Speedy cover in that run too?
The Speedy cover. Green Lantern 87, the first appearance of Jon Stewart is in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's what Brandon was saying earlier. He's like, I just got one of issue 87.
Yeah.
And so, hey, let me give a shout out real quick to Silver Age Dave. He said he is listening and driving. Thank you so much for stopping in, Dave. Appreciate it, man.
Drive safe, brother.
Hey, and the art chemist, I was just talking about you earlier. What's up, my brother? Well, that's cool. I've never read those, so I'm definitely going to have to jump on it, man. I want to. Yeah. I haven't read the first appearance of Jon Stewart, and I was looking at it earlier last year. And I just couldn't find the right price or the right book.
They address so many topics that you don't see in comics that are almost uncomfortable. I know in Green Lantern 87, Jon Stewart deals a lot with like Hal Jordan almost being a racist. And or at least he comes off a little bit as a racist, and Jon Stewart and him have their tussle, but towards the end of that book they figure it out.
Cool.
In this one, this is a book that I actually went and found a coverless copy. I got it for like $25 because I love the story in this comic.
Sweet.
It's so good.
Sweet. I'm going to read it then.
But yeah, throughout this time, because of this, they have, I don't know if they decided to do Green Lantern, Green Arrow because they share a part of a name or what, but their interactions and their friendship is timeless. It's great.
Okay.
And it shows here in these first 2 issues.
Yeah, you definitely see it.
Trade for sure. And you can tell that they have each other's back without a doubt as they both go in head on against Mongol, which I thought was pretty cool. The art in this is phenomenal as well, man.
Yeah. Stunning art. I was looking at it today as I was rereading it, and I'm just like, this is gorgeous.
I don't even know who drew this first issues, because that's not Skyver.
So a question while you're looking through it and trying to figure that out, man. I probably should have read, what was it? Infinite
Carlos
Crisis?
Pacheco? It's Carlos Pacheco. Sorry.
Yeah.
Still good. Yeah, Infinite Crisis. Yeah, go read it.
There's a lot of references to that event in this story. And I'm like, I don't know what the heck happened. Like, where are Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman? Like, I need to go figure this whole thing out. And then, like, that's not Mongol. That's Mongol's son, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and his daughter, like, when the heck did they first appear? I never even heard of them.
Yeah, so their first appearance was I have it written down here. Both of them first appeared in Showcase 95, but it's issue number 8. So Showcase and then the year 95, number 8 is when they both appeared. And obviously we see the death of his twin sister.
Dude.
Head right off, bro. Like, no games, man.
She gone.
You guys have it there? Tim's reading, so I don't
Yeah, I
want
got it.
to, but I want to see that
I got
again.
it right
I have 2 more pages.
there.
That just blows her head right off.
Yeah, it's straight off clean, man.
So some things I don't know. Do you guys? One of the Black Mercy is always kind of cool. They actually, if anyone doesn't want to read the comic and wants to just watch an episode, Justice League Unlimited has an episode about the Black Mercy.
Yeah.
And it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's like exactly this. Like it's this issue in a TV show. So it's really cool to watch. But I do love Hal Jordan. This is just
Hey, Uncle Mark.
writing his style again, how he's talking about like Mongol is saying that his ring is powerless against him because Mongol is yellow. And Hal Jordan's like, not anymore, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the old Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Hey, man, for people that don't know, like, tell them what the Black Mercy is.
So it's this like creepy plant. It's got like a mouth and it attaches to you. And it pretty much like puts you in this dream state where you're like living your best life type. You're living like your best potential. I don't know, but it's like sucking the life out of you at the same time.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. And it's giving you like it's put you in this dream state that's pretty much giving you the best life you've ever dreamed of, pretty much.
Exactly what you want.
So I had to strap up the gold because Biggie Shaq's in the chat. Got a shout out.
That's awesome, dude.
One of the pretty emotional parts in this, like one, it's funny that it almost looks like they saved the day before it even anything actually happens, and then you find out that they're actually attached to the same Black Mercy.
Yeah, bro, which was sick, man. And then the cover to that next issue is dope, man.
The Simone Bianchi one. Oh, it's so good.
Just talk so we can see it, chat.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Let me click on you so you can see it.
You can, me, Matt. He's on it too.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, beautiful cover. Sick.
I think Simone Bianchi doesn't get nearly enough recognition. That dude's art is Alex Ross level. So you have a whole bunch of stories going on, but the one thing I don't know if you want me to skip all the way to where they solve the whole thing, but finding out that was what Hal Jordan.
Mom's watching. Sorry, go for it.
When they come to and they realize that they were attached to a single plant, and the images that Ollie had been living were what Hal Jordan thought was the life that Hal Jordan thought that Ollie deserved. And I'm like, damn, like he saw him as a family man and all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, Ollie's like, what? Like, he's like, yo, this doesn't seem right when he was in that. He's the one the first to break out. He's like, yo, this does not seem right at all, man. And then he breaks out Hal, and then Mongol's twin sister comes, warping in. And I thought this was cool how, like, I guess in true duo style, they each like take one, and they didn't even seem to like even tell each other like who was taking who. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, all right, cool. So
I didn't even realize that it was Black Mercy until they start fighting and everything starts going their way. And then, like, when Oliver Queen is like, oh, Connor to his son, he goes and kisses. I'm like, wait, like, that is something's up here. Like, that is not Oliver Queen at all, man. And then I realized, oh, crap, that's Black Mercy, isn't it? And I knew right then and there, like, everything was false. Everything they were seeing was false, man. But I have a question for you.
Yes.
It's interesting to see Parallax in the yellow suit in a human form without it being Hal. Is there anything to that?
No, I think that was just the dream state, and
Right.
we've seen parallax as previously. In order for parallax to take any kind of form, he's literally a parasite. So without a host, he's just that big. I mean, he's still super scary and giant fear entity, but he can't look like a host without having the host.
Okay.
I do want to say I did like what Mongo told his twin sister before he clocked her head off. He's just like, family's a weakness, and I will have no weakness. And then goodbye, sister. Like those exact words. Goodbye, sister.
Dude, he just knocked her head straight off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But so you know how Jordan and Sinestro have had this like super intense relationship? Think about the fact that in that dream state, how Jordan is best friends with him. And like the way that Sinestro's talking to him, like that's the way that how Jordan wanted their relationship to be.
Yeah.
Like that's not how it happened. But like
that's what Hal feels deep inside.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. There was a lot of cool like little hints and stuff to the rest of the story.
Yep. You know, I really love Ollie calling Hal out and saying, dude, like they'll always be bad guys, but you won't always have family. Like you gotta go with your family and take care of them and love them, you know?
No, for sure.
And so he shows up to his nephew's birthday and he gives him a football, which his dad had been like trying to keep away from him for the last couple of issues that we've been reading, you know?
Yeah.
And then you see them all together here playing football and kind of like getting over it, you know? It's so good.
Yeah.
Made me happy, man.
I like during that one issue, like the fight scene. I mean, you can see like how Jordan, like you were talking about how their way they fight together is so instinctual. You know, they're not talking about anything, and you know, Ollie runs out of arrows, and suddenly his little quiver is full of arrows from Hal Jordan.
While he's getting his face smashed in, like it's the coolest thing ever, man. He's got his boys back, and he's like not even there with him, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was like their fighting dynamic is next level.
Yeah, heck yeah. So you were saying in another episode, though, Hal's best friend is actually the Flash?
So it kind of, I would say that I struggle with this because I've always thought like if Hal Jordan got married, who would be his best man? And I don't know if it would be Oliver Queen or Barry Allen. Like, I don't know because they're all so close. Like they each have. Like I read something like this and I'm like, it's Ollie. And then I'll read something else and I'm like, it's Barry.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. So I was when we started this show, you guys know oh man, look at me going JPL Flash. He's from over in England. He's another YouTuber. You guys familiar with him?
Yes.
Yes. So he messaged me as soon as he saw us doing this, and he's like, dude, as soon as you guys do Revenge of the Green Lanterns, you got to let me know because it's like my favorite scene ever. Because he's a huge Batman fan, and he's a huge Green Lantern fan. So are we ready to go into that?
Oh, bro, I was just going to say this cover. I know you kind of showed it off, but as a Batman guy, as a child, this cover is just so sick.
Yeah, Simone Bianchi, man.
Someone in the chat was saying, "Why are they trying to kiss?"
don't even listen to him. Just
and this story was pretty cool though too. I thought this character was kind of unique. I think he had a terrible name. I think if he had a better name, he might have been like, I guess, somewhat cooler. But I don't know. I thought the concept behind him was kind of cool, modern day-ish, so to speak, to like what his powers were.
Yeah.
But
Tattooed Man.
Yeah, Tattooed Man. Like that's his name, and like I guess anything that gets tattooed on him, he can use will form off of him like as a weapon. And I thought it was pretty cool. Like the concept of it was cool. I just thought the name was terrible. I'm like, oh man, they couldn't like think of something.
I actually thought it was for the first time I read this, Stewart, because he's got like the Marine pants on and like
yeah, right.
John Stewart. have like a rough time? Like, why is he all tatted up?
It's cool. I like the first thing, like when I open this issue up and I'm like, all right, so we got this flying bat skull on fire and like a saber tooth walking around. I'm like, all right, I'm in. Like this has got my attention, you know? And it turns out like, you know, these are some of the things that have been tattooed on our buddy here, the tattoo man.
Yeah.
So,
When I saw that, I'm like, that's got to be fake. Like maybe the Scarecrow's involved and he's messing with everybody's mind and freaking these people out. You know, I was like, what is going on here?
yeah. I do like when Hal like surrounds him, like I guess in his like little motel. And he's like, oh, you're not the one I expected, because I guess he was expecting Batman, but
Yeah.
Batman like pulled in Hal because that scene, I guess before that, like when they're riding out, right before they ride out, he's like, I thought you wanted to be a hero. So like, you know, Hal was like trying to like be buddy with him. He's like, bro, we're here for business. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
I love their like banter back and forth. I mean, just from the get-go, like Hal Jordan and his attitude, talking like you should really work with a light, it could ruin your eyes. Like, it's the Batman.
So I got a question here. Like, since I haven't read Infinite Crisis, is Batman not trusting Hal because he was Parallax, or something that happened in Infinite Crisis?
No, it's just Parallax.
Okay, cool. That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's just like that's why he still just calls him Green Lantern, not Hal. He still feels like he doesn't know him.
Yeah.
And I mean, we kind of see that change, I guess, in a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely.
Look at Centauri Stir Fry. It's a good thing Tattooed Man didn't get a bunch of regrettable tribal tats.
Oh, they're on there. They're there.
Yeah,
He's got some, bro. Don't worry.
The barbed wire.
He's got dragons flying out, scorpions, you know, bat skulls. It was pretty cool. But outside of course, you know, as expected, Batman and Green Lantern, you know, take care of business and take out the Tattooed Man. But I think you could say the big part of this issue is when Hal kind of lets Bruce confront his fears.
Yeah.
You know? And he tells him, like, you know, he takes off the ring and he tells him, like, yo, man, like, put this on. Like, this will, like, you know, this will get you over your fear, you know? And then, you know, Bruce, of course, Batman puts it on, you know, ain't nothing happening. And he kind of explains, like, no, you got to go, like, deep, man. You got to go back to that time to when your parents, you know, were killed. And then, bro, you get this little smirk, you know, with Batman, you know, with the ring like kind of shining, and like just this next page, man, if you guys don't mind me showing that off, man, and then you just get that, like, that's just awesome.
If you get a chance, this is so there's a few notable key issues in this whole set.
And of course that's one of them, right?
Lantern 10, and then this one, Green Lantern number 9.
Oh, that's a beautiful cover.
It's a 1 in 10 variant by Ethan Van Sciver, and it sells for, I don't know, it's not too bad. I think you get like a raw copy for about like $50.
Oh yeah,
is kind of bad. But
how much for 9/8?
9/8, probably over 100.
I'm gonna get that.
Like 100 to 100.
I can't hang with you. You guys are all like, everything slabs with you guys. You know? I can't hang.
For a cover price at a store, and it was perfect. This was a 9/8, like guaranteed, and it fell out of my truck.
Oh,
that's the worst. I know that. I've done it. I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to me. Not to worry, my friend.
This whole Tattooed Man thing, I think, was really just a bullcrap story.
Oh, for sure.
It was the whole intention of this was to show the relationship between Batman and Green Lantern, kind of get
without a doubt
going.
And then to see this, and then you could see Bruce kind of like, you know, see his parents, and then he gets to, you know, he tells him, like, you know, take control, you know, take control of it, put that horrible night behind you, Bruce. And then he just comes out and says, like, I don't want to, and just shuts it off, because he knows that's what drives him and that's what makes him the Bat.
Yeah.
You know, not yet. That's what he tells him. But I don't think you'll ever see that. And he says, thanks anyway. And then that's kind of like, you know.
Does anybody think Batman's crying right here? That looks like a cry face.
I don't know if he's crying. He could be.
That's a cry face.
Could be. I don't know.
How?
get out of here, man! Get out of here, man!
But I do like that, the fact that Batman tells him like, I'm happy that you're back.
Yeah.
How? Because I guess at this point he's been gone for a while, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Reggie just jumped in. What's up, Reggie? He says, Batman doesn't cry. Amen, brother.
Yeah, Batman doesn't cry for sure. What's up, Reggie? We got Reggie in the building. What's going on, man?
Mask. Hiding those tears. So this next issue is the first one that we see with Ivan Rice as the artist. And he is amazing. His art style is so perfect for Green Lantern. I mean, like this spread, this
Heck yeah.
I just think his art style is just perfect. Like in everything he does,
This OA recently sold on Comic Connect for like $10,000 or something.
Oh, I believe it.
But yeah, definitely really cool. And I love like it started bringing in stuff that you haven't seen. I know you asked about like Rocket Reds.
Yeah.
You don't see them very often in comics. And suddenly they show up here, and like there's this whole army of Rocket Reds with the Russian airplanes and stuff. As Hal Jordan's trying to chase down this alien.
Yeah. So is this is not their first appearance then?
No, their first appearance. I think their first appearance was in 1987. It started in Green Lantern Corps 208 as like a cameo. But their official like first full appearance is Justice League #3.
Okay, cool.
Same year.
Cool. Rocket Red. That's awesome. There's so much DC I don't know because I grew up a Marvel kid, man. But
yeah, there's a bunch of them. It's kind of like the Nova Corps.
Okay.
Rocket Red. It's not really quite the Nova Corps, but they have there's two specific Rocket Reds that are like named. And then, I mean, obviously you can tell there's a ton of them in this, but they highlight a few different ones throughout the story. Not in this though.
Cool. So this is where that like Infinite Crisis question comes in. So I definitely need to go read that to understand more of the story.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's really not too bad. This whole like deja vu with Cowgirl, I don't quite remember much of that. It almost makes it seem like obviously like they crash and then they get
part of the story.
Yeah. And they even talk about like the Global Guardians, which is like he brought so much into this that it's pretty wild. The Global Guardians are like a global, I don't know, team, and they consist of like a bunch of people that I've never heard of.
They seem a little bit sinister,
Yeah, but they're supposed to be good guys. The Jet, Gloss, Tasmanian Devil, Manticore, Sandstorm, Freedom Beast, and Crimson Fox.
It's crazy.
My favorite part is the booty call.
I don't know what issue it is, but how like they go later on when Hal Jordan and them are all like fighting and they finish a mission and they talk about like how everyone copes with their day-to-day lives like as space cops, and they show like Jon Stewart off-world like building constructs like an architect that he is. They have Kyle Rayner painting, Guy Gardner's drinking, and they have Hal Jordan just sleeping with women. Like, oh man, Hal Jordan, you need to get it together, bro.
No, I love that you got Oliver at the door. I hope I'm not interrupting breakfast.
He's like the exact same.
And then I guess at this point he's the mayor now.
Yeah, I don't remember when that happened.
Like there was some because this is 1 year after we saw the whole Batman Green, lighting up the ring thing. It says 1 year later, and this is where we're at. And I guess this is leading up to like I guess the big part of this issue, right? Because you have this whole scene with Hal and Oliver kind of just talking, and they're trying to figure out, I guess, who would be after Hal, because he feels like somebody's at I guess with everything that happened with what was that?
Rockets?
Yeah, the Red Rockets. That someone's after him, and
Or Rocket Reds.
the Rocket Reds. my favorite part is when he's like, well, who would be after you? He's like, well, there's a whole list of people that might be after me, man, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I guess they're trying to figure that whole thing out, but then it switches over to Sector 674.
With one of the best characters for the future of Green Lantern.
And I was just going to say, I'll let you take it from here, Matt, because you probably know this better than anyone else.
So this is Arkillo, who's pretty terrifying. Obviously very, very scary. Just like he's like eating or like stabbing this guy in his first page. This is his first appearance, by the way. So if they were ever going to make a Sinestro Corps War movie, or I would imagine that Arkillo would be a big part of that, because he's kind of like the Kilowog of the Sinestro Corps. And then he has like a big involvement in Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. He eventually like has a relationship with not like a relationship because that'd be weird, with Guy Gardner, but they kind of become like drinking buddies later on. But for like most of this time, Arkillo is like a super badass villain, and he is the right-hand man of Sinestro. So I imagine like with him getting the call with the first Sinestro ring, this is the first time you see a Sinestro Corps introduction. I think that he's the first being to get a Sinestro Corps War from Sinestro.
Get that ring.
Get that ring.
Show it, dude.
Hey.
I guess, you're going to show? Oh, hell yeah. He's going to show it. That's what I'm talking about.
Check it out, guys. Here.
I guess welcome to the Sinestro Corps is what the bubble says, man. That's
Yeah.
And then I can only imagine at the time this probably blew people's minds, right?
Yeah. Well, you see this page first. That's what Matt was talking about. And like he's up here. Look at that blood on his hands. I mean, kind of reminds me of Galatius from Killer Instinct. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, and then this yellow light comes and he looks up right here. And then that's in the next page where he's like, it says Arkillo of the planet Vorn. You have the ability to instill great fear. And then welcome to the Sinestro Corps. Like that is.
Go back to that first page. Look at the bottom in the middle. He's eating that guy.
Yeah, he is eating that guy. Oh my gosh, look at that! Just ripping him with his teeth.
So yeah, I imagine when I don't quite remember. I mean, I just went every week and picked up comics. Like this was one of those I picked up off the shelf. But I imagine if I had been a big comic collector back then, like this would have been obviously like a huge spec book at the time.
Dude, I'm pulling up link right now, but what's the Atrocitus? I want to see Atrocitus and this guy go at it, dude.
You might get that
because they both look like scary demonic beasts, man. And I just want to see them go.
This stuff, like the beauty of the Sinestro Corps was the fact that almost everyone that gets put into that gets recruited for them is terrifying. Like there's some super creepy characters that are involved with the Sinestro Corps.
That's epic, man. That's absolutely epic.
So yeah, Green Lantern number 10. If you are interested in a first appearance of Arkillo, that's the one.
Dang, dude. I mean, in that picture, he's even got like blood dripping down his hands with the guy's ribs in his hands. Like it's just crazy. It's like I gotta show it again, man. It's absolutely nuts. Look at that, holding those ribs. Dang, man.
And then it goes into
Tomar 2, no?
Yeah, they have that military ceremony, and suddenly Tomar 2 shows up.
Big old crash.
Big old spacecraft.
Yeah, bro, crazy.
Very reminiscent of Abin Sur crashing.
Yep. There it is right there so people can see. And so, like, the crazy thing is that Hal Jordan, when he was turning into Parallax and going crazy right before that, he kills these guys, or so we thought.
Yep.
So Jeff Johns, like, perfectly was like, wait a second, they're not all dead. Let me show you what's going on. And the first one to appear is Tomar 2, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Which is great because everybody loves Tomar 2.
Yeah, I do. I think he's awesome. And his kid, too, right?
Yeah.
He's like the Beta Ray Bill. I feel like that's how everyone feels about Beta Ray Bill.
Oh heck yeah, dude! I love
You know?
it.
And so this whole next part is pretty intense.
Now, is this where you can say this where he starts retconning a lot, right?
Yes, so this is definitely where like a lot of the retcon starts happening. Where, I mean, he doesn't have to bring all these characters back. There's zero reason for it to happen, but he does it, and you're like, well, that's freaking cool, because it kind of helps alleviate Hal Jordan being really that bad of a guy, even though Hal Jordan honestly thought he killed them.
Yeah.
But it also kind of like changes the way the Green Lanterns not really die, but they kind of have that whole like stasis where when Hal Jordan thought they were dead, but really they were just at a point of where they're barely breathing and it looks like death, but really they're healing. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, real quick, explain to Tim what a retconning means.
So retconning would be taking what is already considered canon, what is already considered part of the mythos, and changing it. So obviously Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps have this whole history, and Jeff Johns is trying to start his own. He's trying to make this his own story, just like Parallax. So like Parallax before was just Hal Jordan. He was just what Hal Jordan would call himself when he was evil. And then Jeff Johns was like, well, what if Parallax is actually the fear entity? And so he changed that. So he retconned the original story to make his own.
Wow.
And it really makes a lot of sense. Like he did such a great job going back to Emerald Twilight. And then like Emerald Twilight for a lot of these guys, like in this next set of events, was like nothing. They literally were fighting Hal Jordan, and then they're waking up and they're fighting Hal Jordan again.
Yeah.
You're just like, so you can see how angry a lot of these guys are with him when during all these fight scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tomar 2, I mean, you can see him right here. Kill him. I will kill Hal Jordan. Because the last thing that he remembers is fighting Parallax.
Yeah.
Because he was quote unquote dead.
Yeah.
Because Hal Jordan says that, like, how is that possible? You know, I killed him.
Yep.
I don't remember. I think at this point in the Green Lantern Corps book, you see Saranic Natu, the girl up top.
Yeah.
That's Sinestro's daughter.
No way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, I guess maybe you don't find that out till later. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I had no idea.
I was gonna say, I feel like I have seen her in a yellow suit before.
Yeah. So in Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, she tries to like take over. She takes over the Sinestro Corps and kind of tries to make them good and like work together with the Green Lanterns. But for the most part, she's a Green Lantern, and she's like their medic, which is kind of cool.
It was Rebirth, right? That's where I remember that. Yeah, I have a lot of like. When Rebirth came out, I tried to get on the beginning of everything to see what I liked, and then picked what I liked and went from there. I remember reading that actually.
I gotta throw a shout out to Backseat Driver 5280 if he watches this, because he actually sent Timmy the whole Emerald Twilight story. Like he bought him all the different books and stuff and hooked him up with it. So I want to shout him out here because Tim's got that and he's been able to read it, so he understands what's going on here. You know,
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of this whole next part of the story, I feel like this is like a tale of two stories where they have that whole first part, and then this kind of goes really into the Revenge of the Green Lanterns, because now you have Hal Jordan on Oa, and you're seeing all these new recruits, all these kind of older vets that didn't die back in the day. And
They remember.
I mean, I think was it earlier in this series where they is it where Salak is telling him, hey bro, like just FYI, like people remember and they're gonna start talking. And that's when this Doomsday looking guy, who I think looks awesome.
Yeah, he looks like Doomsday.
Pretty much tries to like beat the crap out of him because his predecessor was killed, like was murdered by Hal Jordan.
Yo, but then my boy, I'm going with Guy Gardner. Yo. He's badass. He steps in, saves the day. Like, yo,
Yeah,
Damn.
him and Kilowog.
you know?
Guy Gardner is always just looking for a fight. It's awesome. And I don't know if you can see, he actually has like Willpower brass knuckles on.
He does. He does. He goes, you just ruined my lunch.
Which is awesome.
War breaks out in the lunch in the cafeteria.
It
Seems like the principal had to come in and shut it down real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love Kilowog, man. That dude's such a badass.
He really is, bro. And he looks so badass too, man.
Yeah.
There's a couple covers from, I think it's the New 52, where Kilowog and Arkillo are like locked in battle. And it's super cool. Like him and Kilowog are great adversaries.
That's cool, man. I can't.
Yeah, Arkillo and Kilowog.
So much goodness to find out here. It almost makes me like want to stop getting all the new books that I get on a weekly basis and just start like getting the old stuff that's out there, you know. But I'm hooked on some of the stories I'm reading now that I can't give them up.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So,
This next spread is like this, just a 2-page spread. Is nice.
yeah. So after Tomar 2 shows up, and that's when he goes to talk to the Guardians and asks them, like, hey, man, Tomar 2 is dead. I murdered him, which means that maybe some of the other people that I killed could be alive. So can I go? And they pretty much shut him down pretty quick.
Yeah, they tell him no.
They're all just like, nope.
And they throw out the Blackest Night right there too.
They do.
Yeah, I like how he says it, and then look at his eyes and the one down below, like, oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
And he's all pissed, yeah.
You can see it right here. He like says it, and then his face is like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
What's cool here is that they mention what is it, Sector 5601, which is at the end of the universe, where like they say there's literally no way to survive out there.
Yeah. So remember, if there's 7,200 Green Lanterns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technical, like 2 per sector. So there's only 3,600 sectors. So 3601 is whatever is outside of that.
And then they even mentioned the source wall, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's blowing my mind, dude. I'm like, this is so awesome, man. Because I'm reading Justice League right now, the current Justice League, and it's all dealing with the source wall, of course.
And they definitely like, no life could survive Sector 3601 except the artificial existence of the Manhunters. Like, I wonder what we're gonna find out there in the middle of nowhere.
I do love when Hal comes back and guys like, so what the Smurfs say? And they're like, oh, what do you think they said? They said to go. He's like, yippee-ki-yay. And you already know what I said in my head after that, yo.
I think it's awesome that Hal's just like, nope.
I'm going, yeah.
I'm going.
It's almost like one of those things, like, I guess it was filler in the sense, like if it was a movie, but like, did he really need to even go ask him? Because he was probably going to go no matter what. But I guess he was just doing his due diligence as a lantern. Be like, hey, we should bring this up. We should go check this out. So.
Dude, I'm laughing at the chat right here. Centauri Stir Fries like, guy is awesome, best dressed lantern. Anyone brave enough to wear galoshes to a space war is okay in my book. Oh my gosh.
Then we flash back to this global team.
Something we missed and we didn't mention is that earlier Hal was confronted by one of his fellow Green Lanterns. Just kind of told him, hey man, like all the rookies are starting to find out what you did, and every time you come to Oa, you better watch your back.
Yeah, that was Salak that was telling him that.
Yeah. And so like he gets there and like everyone's giving him the eye, everyone's looking at him, like they get into that fight, but he's just all determined to go find these people that may be alive that he thought he had killed.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where he's headed now.
Literally murdered the entire Green Lantern Corps and took their rings.
Jason is like, yippee-ki-yay, Miles from. That's exactly what I was going to say earlier, dude.
It's too good, yeah. It's too good.
So, okay, what's next? Oh, sorry, but
Back to the Global Guardians, right?
Where
And
like
they're trying to recruit they're trying to recruit somebody.
It's the
the Global Guardians again.
Yeah, I don't like.
Crimson Fox.
Okay, I don't know what they're. I don't know what they're in here for. Did this like spawn off to become something else? Do you know?
Yeah, this is always kind of confusing to me. I feel like it's something that I don't quite remember because I read this and I'm like, why the hell are they in here again? And like I don't know, they kind of talk about it and how they're just like recruiting people into the Global Guardians, but for what? I don't know.
Well, I guess back to the story that everyone wants to know. They finally make it out to Sector
3601.
3601. I don't want to get that wrong, so thank you, Matt. You're the man.
Got you.
Yeah. And they, of course, they run into who they thought they were going to run into, which are the Manhunters. But I guess we don't know that they're the Manhunters quite yet. Because you get this nice little battle page here.
Oh, so good.
Just one of those 2-page spreads that is just, whew.
Yeah, so I mean, you saw the trouble that Hal Jordan had fighting one of these new Manhunters in No Fear, and how if they get close enough to the Manhunters, like their faces are power batteries that can suck all their power from their rings.
Right.
So now there's like an army of them.
Yeah. So like here's a page from No Fear.
Yeah.
And we've got this whole scene there. And obviously Tomar 2 escaped. And then I was wondering who this was.
Oh, you find out.
And so, I mean, when I found out, man, I had chills everywhere because of him and Hal's history, you know?
Yeah.
So who is it? There it is. We find out it is none other than Cyborg Superman. And look at that. He's got all the rings of these lanterns that he's had tied up. It's crazy, man.
He's rocking the Tom Brady hand.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
I think it's weird, like how there's blood in these Manhunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross. But yeah, we see all the Green Lanterns, even Kahan, the one the Doomsday guy, his predecessor is there. He's a beast. You see Chase, Bodica.
I gotta go do something, you guys. I'm gonna leave Tim in charge. I'll be back.
All right. Then you have Lyra there. So all these people that Hal Jordan literally murdered in Emerald Twilight. But yeah, I feel like the arrival of Cyborg Superman was really cool. How he's got like a handful of Green Lantern rings.
Yeah.
Did you get this far into it, Tim?
Yeah.
What'd you think so far?
I like it a lot. It's a really good read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite part?
Probably when Batman got the ring.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part up until this point. But I like how this ended. I won't lie. I thought it was cool how everyone like kind of came back, and well, I guess I shouldn't jump too far ahead before we get there, but I'm with you there.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely built up, but I love like the Green Lantern parts where it's solely focused on like the Green Lantern and the core, and it kind of adds like the hope factor, you know, like all these people that Hal Jordan thought were dead, he suddenly has the opportunity to save them now.
Yeah, and it becomes like his mission after that. Like he's totally like set on, you know, bringing everyone back, which I guess he feels that's the only way he can, you know, right his wrong, you know?
Yeah. Hank Henshaw, man, he is so creepy.
I think I'm falling in love with this a lot because, the story that got me into collecting is Death of Superman and all that follows that up to, Funeral for Friends and Reign of the Superman and all that. And so, like, seeing Cyborg Superman, like, being such a huge part of this story, it just, like, gets me so stoked, man.
Yeah, it is really cool, especially knowing, like, because Green Lantern, isn't he the one I forgot, we think we talked about this before, where Hank Henshaw, like, the reason why he hated Green Lantern was because when, like, their spacecraft was crashing, he was like, don't worry, Green Lantern will come and save us. And I don't think it happened.
You know what? I actually think that was Superman.
Was it Superman? It's like,
yeah,
he was waiting. Oh, that's right. He was waiting for someone to save him. And
yeah.
But then he never came.
But he blew up Coast City. His wife was from there.
Yeah.
And we see that in here, right?
Well, it's kind of gross how you see Henshaw, like, totally jacked up in that top panel.
That's too far.
Oh, is that him or is that someone else?
No, I think that's him.
I think that's him, like when he's burning up from space and everything.
And then you see him fighting. He's wielding 4 rings.
He looks pretty nasty here, man. Yeah. What piece are you looking for, Matt?
Oh no, I think it's awesome how he's like, when he starts fighting, he's got the 4 Green Lantern rings on.
Yeah. What I love about Hal is that, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, is that this hope that he has of saving everybody that he thought he had killed, even though, like, they're waking up in the moment where it's literally seconds after he hurt them.
Yeah, and that's what they think. Yeah, and they're all attacking him.
Yeah, man. He's still like, I can't hurt you. Like, guys, stop right now. But then when they start beating him, he has that moment of, maybe I deserve this.
Yeah.
And man, it gets me really sad. I'm like, no, Hal, you don't deserve it, dude. It wasn't your fault. But I just love this whole idea of redemption that this last part shows.
Yeah.
They're all fighting right there.
Eventually, when you get to New 52, you can come back to this point, and there's some stuff at the end of Rebirth that kind of show how he's able to overcome, like, this whole situation, and, like, his willpower is so insane that he's able to, like, snap himself out of this whole mess he's in. When Hank Henshaw pretty much has his little things attached to him. But then you see, I don't know, like, using his willpower, he's able to release Kahan, who is such a badass. This part right here. Kahan's got, like, that crazy weapon.
Was it? That's pretty much.
Yeah.
He's a little closer.
What I mean.
They were just talking about, like, all these other Green Lanterns waking up, and then just remembering the fact that all of these people, the last thing they remember was being killed by Hal Jordan, or was, like, fighting him.
Yeah, I remember when he chopped her head off.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be the worst. Just waking up and your hand is gone.
Yep.
With no ring. It's gonna be the worst feeling for her right now.
Yeah, especially having that ring lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Guy Gardner trying to, like, defend Hal Jordan and tell him the truth.
Yeah.
But I love this part. Aricia is one of my favorite characters in the Green Lantern Corps.
Okay, tell me about her, man, because I never heard of her until this moment.
So she was like, her first appearance is Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, like 201, I think. No, Tales of Green Lantern Corps, number 1 from 1981. And her and Hal Jordan had, like, a long-term relationship together.
Yeah.
Where Hal Jordan, if he ever, like, questioned himself, or like, she was always like his bright light back then. Not Star Sapphire, not Carol Ferris. Aricia was always kind of like his inspiration to continue, like even when things seemed like as down as possible, as hopeless as possible. Aricia was like, "You're Hal Jordan, like you can do this," and so they definitely had their flame.
So
but he killed her.
wait, say that again.
That was another one of the Green Lantern members that Hal Jordan supposedly killed.
Oh my gosh, man. So okay, is he with this? I mean, I've always thought Carol Ferris was like his lady, like
that. I mean, Carol Ferris and him have this relationship it's very intense and deep. But you'll see Carol and him, then it's like never the right time, never. They're always with other people. There's a lot going on with that dynamic. I've always kind of, and even Aricia will have other love interests. Hal Jordan, I guess, just really never settles down with anyone.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro. We saw that in the beginning, bro. He didn't even know her name.
Yeah. Didn't even Jennifer?
Julie.
But then like the next page is crazy. Like Cyborg Superman is literally using Green Lanterns as batteries to power these giant manhunters.
And those are the High Masters. Is that what he called them, or something like that?
I don't think that's what they call them.
Let me see it real fast. I'll find it.
Another sick cover, by the way.
Yeah.
In that next issue, sick.
Oh no, it wasn't Hal Jordan that killed. I had it completely wrong. Actually, like in the next issue, they show Major Force killing her.
That's right. I forgot that.
But yeah, like that little love panel right there gave me the goosies, man.
Why? Because you want to fly out in space and kiss Melody like that, bro? Just like that.
I wish.
Bro, it was hilarious. I was watching your show yesterday, and you gave Reggie like the coolest compliment, dude. You told him that he was going like Green Lantern hard on his channel, dude. And I was like, dang, that's some high praise coming from Matt, dude.
You know what it's like to try to make these videos all the time. It's exhausting. So Reggie kills it, man.
Oh, dude, he goes hard, man. He goes hard, and he does it well.
So this last issue is really them just like fighting for survival.
Yeah,
like they're being attacked by all these like giant manhunter robots.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of wild seeing the Green Lanterns that just escaped. Like they just came back. They're like manhunters. They fight manhunters, and they're like Hal Jordan, Parallax, fight Hal Jordan, Parallax. And it's just like bouncing back and forth, and they've got to be exhausted. Like, I don't know. It's those poor guys.
What's up, Melody?
Hi.
She snuck in recently.
Wow. You were to refill the water.
Sorry.
You know what? Epicure and I really for saying these chats are my refuge from everyday stress. And you know what, man? When I first started doing these shows, I was so nervous, man, because I had always recorded everything. And so when you and I first started, Matt, like I'd be shaking at the knees while I was recording the video, like doing the live thing, dude.
But it gets easier and it gets more fun, and
yeah, dude. Like now I'm just having a blast with my homies, you know. And
that's what it's about, yo. See, I don't know. Being in a band and playing shows, I'm all about the live stuff, like the recording stuff. I'm like, oh man, I want to just play. I want to be live in front of the people, man. That's my lights are on. That's my time to shine, you know.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Oh, I do want to, bro. I know, but this page right here, this spread, because of course, they're going at it with Cyborg Superman, but this one right here, man, this is just one of those things. Like, as a reader, like I know, and shout out to however you read your comics, as long as you're reading digitally, physically, but man, there's just something to me when I like turn this page, and I was just like, oh, awesome. Your boy killing it on the art,
Yeah.
Matt. Killing it.
Ivan Rice, man, he's so good. But
Yeah.
like you see that whole dynamic between Aricia and him, like even the page prior when Aricia kind of shows back up, and she's like this spark, like this giant spark for like everybody, and especially for Hal Jordan. And then when she's like, "I missed this," and he's just, "I missed you." Like
All the feels there.
I think maybe I like her because she's got elf ears. I don't know. That's a thing.
Have you seen that movie 17 again?
No.
Dude, it's a great movie, but like there's a character in the movie that he's just in love with all things geek. And the school principal is like this, like straight up, like she looks like the most proper woman ever. But like one day that he takes her out and she's like, I can't see you in public. And he's like, how could you see me in public if I have an invisibility cloak? And like he busts out this invisibility cloak. So the next time you see him, she's got these elf ears on, man. They're like kissing in the bed and stuff. It's the best thing. And they're talking like Lord of the Rings talk, like language to each other. You gotta check it out. It's a good film, man.
17 again?
17 again. Yeah, it's got Zac Efron and like just a whole bunch of characters, and like it's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life. It's that whole like go back and see what your life would be if you were young
It
again.
has Zac Efron in it.
The what?
Does it have Zac Efron in it?
Yeah, it does.
Then I'll watch it. I love that guy.
There you go.
I hope he's Hal Jordan.
Do you really?
Yeah, man. Okay, think about all this stuff. Think about Hal Jordan and like the whole like player persona, the fighter pilot. And then think about, have you seen the new Baywatch?
No.
It's hilarious. You see that.
But I mean, like in Baywatch, he plays a like prior Olympic level athlete, Olympic swimmer.
I saw him. He was ripped, dude.
Yeah, he was super ripped, but he had this like this charisma and this attitude. And I'm like, that's a fighter pilot's attitude. And I'm like, that's Hal Jordan right there. Like he would be perfect for it. Like if they played like a young Hal Jordan, like I don't know. I think Zac Efron would be amazing.
Dude, he did beast mode in Greatest Showman. That movie's awesome.
I loved him in that. I'm a big Zac Efron fan. I can't even argue with it.
You started with High School Musical or what, man?
Yep.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, he's a great actor. I like him, but I never thought of him as Hal Jordan, so I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Yeah, just ponder it for a while.
Chad,
So
like, what the heck?
finish this out real quick. So more battling ensues.
Yep.
All kinds of crazy. They are finally able.
I like
maybe they call that a high master.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right here it says the high master amplifies our power 100 times over.
Yep. And that's when they suck Hal in, and then he actually brings what's her name?
Aricia?
Aricia in with him, and then they both just like
Bolt out of there.
they destroy everything, dude, together. It's pretty cool.
And then I like how they skip right to Hal Jordan and Guy in front of the Guardians.
Yep.
And go ahead.
Oh no, I just think it's funny that you could say Guy's covering for his boy.
Yeah, so Guy Gardner is still considered an honor guard member. So they get like a certain number of strikes before they like get their rings taken and stuff. So Guy's like, take that strike, not my problem. But when you see that prime duty and were you wondering like, what's prime duty?
Oh, bro, this
yeah.
blew my stinking mind, dude.
Yeah, go read Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, like I remember you talking about it on some show that I was watching, and you're like, when Superboy Prime shows up, it blew my mind. And so now, like, I started already Infinite Crisis. I read issue 1 today, and but like for those of you that don't know, like, check this out. So he's doing Prime duty, and all these lanterns are, around this red sun, and then they have this Green Lantern box here, and obviously someone's in it. And then it shows Superboy Prime, right?
Yep.
That's nuts, man. That is so nuts. He's surrounded by all of them inside a red sun.
But he doesn't attack any of them.
What's the reference to 52? The 52 universes, like New 52 or what?
Is that the end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the Guardians are like 52.
It probably was because I think this was right before like New 50. Like after, yeah, this was setting up before New 52. No.
Yeah, but I think this was more. I think it refers to like the 52. I think you're right, Matt. The 52 universes.
Yeah. Because where is Superboy Prime from?
Earth.
Prime?
Earth Prime.
Earth Prime?
Yeah.
And is that this Earth, like this universe?
No, we're Earth 1.
Earth,
Yeah.
so it is a different universe then.
Yeah. But before you do that, I love this part. Like when she kisses him, look at his eyeballs. Just
He's like, huh?
his eyeballs are exploding out of his face.
Look at that, dude. That's awesome. That's how Tim's gonna be when he kisses for the first time.
But yeah, man, Superboy Prime. I mean, you can just tell that Jeff Johns is setting up a bunch. You know, he's brought in Cyborg Superman. He's brought in Superboy Prime. Like he showed Arkillo in this one. He's shown Black Hand. Like
They mentioned Blackest Night.
yeah, it's coming. And it's before Blackest Night. It's going to be the Sinestro Corps War, and Sinestro is he's a great recruiter.
So what comes next, man? What are we supposed to read next? Is it Wanted Hal Jordan?
I wish it was just Sinestro Corps War.
It's close. Like in the order I have them, and I thought I had put them in order, is Wanted Hal Jordan and then Sinestro Corps War. But I don't know.
Let me see. I have it up here.
And then we got to do our giveaway.
Yeah, it's Green Lantern Wanted Hal Jordan.
Okay, cool.
And then it goes into Mystery of the Star Sapphires and then Sinestro Corps War.
Sweet. So we got this one ready to rock and roll for next episode.
Oh, I got a question.
No,
So
I know.
Tim's got a question.
Yep. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, that's the Black Mercy. Is that what you're gonna ask?
Yes.
Oh.
What?
He was gonna ask that as his question for your giveaway, Matt. He's like, "Oh, I got a perfect question," and then I say it out loud. I thought you missed it because you were reading and we didn't talk about it because you weren't paying attention. Oh, my bad. All right. Anyway, Chad was about to say something before I ruined that.
Oh no, I know what to get now to be part of the next. I'll be in the chat with you guys for sure. So looking forward to it, man. Thank you guys for having me. This was awesome.
I'm telling you, if you are considering reading these Omnis,
look at that.
100% worth it.
Okay.
Because I think you can get them on Amazon or even eBay used. I got mine. I think I averaged like $40 per book.
And there's 3, right? Just 3 total?
And there's 3 total. And I mean, let's see.
They're oversized, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're huge. Let me try. I'm trying to find like where we're at in this one. Is this volume 1?
Chad, you look tired, bro.
Crazy. Yeah. I've been at work all day. So it's all good because as they mentioned the chat, this is my escape, man. This is my escape.
So leading up to now, this entire comic club has literally just been half of the first Omni.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's legit.
Crazy.
Yeah, like this page with Tomar 2 ship crashing is literally the halfway point.
Halfway point.
And then we did read we read No Fear, which is in volume 2, but
Cool.
Sweet.
that's it, guys. So we need to think about a question. So I can send out a copy of the next book.
Cool.
Tim, you got a question?
Not anymore.
Oh man, this is when your dad's like uncool with in front of you and your friends. Sorry, dude. And that's the name of their group.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it is?
Yeah.
Question time.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, find the page where they're all like together. You remember that one?
I think that was the page, or was it over here?
No, it shows the.
Better page.
He's got one. We're just gonna find a good page. Matt, when are we gonna be able to do the next show while we're looking for this page? It's gonna be a while, no?
So I'm moving here pretty soon. Work that one. I'm off that one. If I'm back on days, I could probably do May 30th. But we can talk about that after.
Cool.
It'll be towards the end of May for sure.
That'll give us like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, we'll try to do like 3 weeks or less.
All right, he's got his question ready for everyone.
Okay. What's the name of that group? Of those people.
Ooh.
So if you guys win it, Matt's going to be sending you a copy of this so you can be ready for next week. Wanted, Hal Jordan.
Wanted.
Melody's like, or Biggie Shaq's like, Tim is going to rock it. Yeah. So let's show it again. I'm going to cover the name. So these guys showed up. This group right here. Anybody know the name of this little superhero group? It's going to be a hard one.
They are an international group. Worldwide.
Kind of in the shape of a...
all around the world.
Here's some other pages here with them in it. So they're trying to pick, what's her name? Crimson Fox. They're trying to get her to join their little group.
2 hotties.
International Players Anthem. Here they are.
Picked a hard question, Tim.
He did.
Or it's probably because like there's 50 other shows going on right now and no one loves Green Lantern like we do.
Yeah. And the name is in this panel here, so whoever sees it first, I don't know. Wow, maybe I could help somebody out just a little bit. What do y'all think? There they are.
You are now a member of
International Players Anthem.
A member of. It's not even focusing. See, you guys can't even see it. Big Shaq's like, Tim, don't play.
Justice League International. Good try, TJ. But that's not it. See if I can find another. They say it a couple times throughout this book, too.
Yeah, they do. They do. Let's see.
Here, let's see if I can get it. Here, guys. Look somewhere up top. TJ won. That's what Biggie Shaq says. I don't know if it's focusing on mine? I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it from mine. Like the words are a little too bright, or like
Too bright.
The word bubbles like super bright.
There's
Let's
like
see.
a light on it.
Let's see. Here's the little picture of them all. Let's see if it focuses.
Oh yeah,
Can
I
you see
see
that?
it now.
Can you
Yeah.
see it? There it is. So let's see the Wu-Tang Clan right there. Nope, close though. Close. There they are. Whoa, man, we are giving this away, peeps. Oh my gosh.
Might have to just do a random question on Instagram.
Yeah, we should.
Since
Freedom of power.
no. Whoopty Bird's just being a jerk, man.
Global bankers. All right, man. I don't know if you want to do it on Instagram, throw it out there. First person to answer you.
All right.
You can always do that.
I'll post
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Dope, man.
That way we can find out. You can just look it up.
Junior Mafia. That's too funny.
Well, guys, we've been on for almost about 2 hours, so I say we call it.
Really?
Yeah.
Feels like it's only been like 30
Done.
minutes.
Thank you guys for having me, man. This was awesome.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
Chad. We got to have you on more, man. You got to hang
I
out.
was just gonna say, I hope we can do this again. Please shoot me the invite whenever. I'm about it.
Sweet, man.
I feel like we need to move it from Thursday. I feel like Thursdays are crazy now. With like, did you see how many live shows popped up like right after we started?
Yeah, and all my friends too that I want to jump in and say, hey, like Smurf Murph comic Caleb, he's on What's Your Grail. I wanted to see him, support him. John's on. Yeah, man. Duran. Her name is Rio, and she dances on the sand. That's awesome, dude. So, Matt, good luck, dude, in your move. It's coming up soon.
Thank you, sir. Now that I have my last show out of the way for the week, I'm gonna start packing up all these comics back here.
Sweet, man. That's it. What's Melody playing?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I was thinking it was.
Yeah, I was like watching her for a while. It's like checking out the screen, man.
We're in the end game now.
Well, good luck, dude. We hope everything goes well, dude, and can't wait to see what the new place looks like.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk about what our next date is, and we can post that later.
Cool.
Came up with this date pretty last minute, so
yeah,
give a little bit more notice so Tim can finish the book.
He did it live, man. He did it live.
Did a great job.
Cool.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, this is how we roll. It's our thing, dude. So, but let's see who's still in the chat. TJ, thank you, man. I love what you sent me and threw it on that thumbnail for Matt. Biggie Shaq, dude, thanks for all the support for Tim, man. I love the love that you showed him tonight in the chat. Jason, thanks for hanging out, brother. We really appreciate it. Whoopty Bird, thanks for being crazy, man. I love all his comments there. Who else am I missing? Epicurean Eye Relief, thank you, brother, for being here. Really appreciate your support. You've been popping up on all my shows lately, so thank you so much, man. And everybody else, we appreciate it. So, Chad, good night, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here.
It's been a pleasure, man. Good night to everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome.
Cool. We'll keep you guys all abreast on what's happening, and we'll see you later.
You said breast.
Peace. Mischief managed.